Every day is sanitation day.
Let Clean Ghana play your part. Kai. There.
Who want to go to heaven? Are you sure you will go to heaven? Where do you throw your refuse? Where do you defecate? Where do you urinate? Whenever I take a stroll on the street of Ghana, I see baller, beaches, baller, bushes, baller, rivers, baller, gutters, baller, markets, baller, everywhere, baller. So I ask you, will you go to heaven? Do you know why our forefathers lived hundreds? They were law-abiders to what we term as taboos, yet they preserved and restored the environment. We say we are civilized, but on the street, people poo-poo. Beaches, they poo-poo. Bushes, they poo-poo. Rivers, they poo-poo. Gutters, they poo-poo. Everywhere, they poo-poo. Sesa Wusubain, let's clean Ghana. Play your part. Typhoid fever, cholera, malaria, diarrhea, Ebola, flooding, loss of properties and lives are our wages. Children's physical and mental development is retarding. The toll on the national health insurance is rising. There is always low productivity in our national economy because we keep on spending money on something we can easily prevent. Sister Wusubain, let's clean Ghana. Play your part. Stop open littering now. Let us put our refuse in dustbins. Gutters are not dust.
Welcome, Ghana, and good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Clean Ghana, our environment, our health. My name is Bobo. When you were traveling from Kumasi to Accra, Balegatanga to Insawem, from Chufupraso to Hafaseni, and nature called you, how did you respond? Were you able to wait till you reached your final destination, or you told the driver as usual, driver, stop, I want to do the thing in the bush? When I walk through the cities, especially Accra, along the Odona River, what I see is people lined up, smoking and defecating at the full glare of the public with bravado and comfort. The bushes, the beaches, the gutters, the market are not spared. Even the dead go to Audome and Osu Cemetery. These are the factors that trigger cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, hepatitis A, among others. A lot of interventions have been thrown to this act. In fact, we have spent a lot of money, but little to show. The latest intervention is the Gamma Sanitation and Water Project. But I am thinking, and I'm telling you, that if we continue this act, how do you expect this country to achieve our sustainable development goal by 2030 on sanitation? Today, we are going to end open defecation now, and it is a shared responsibility. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and I will introduce my guest to you. Welcome, viewers. This is Clean Ghana, our environment, our health. Today, I have in the studio Mr. Damptey. He is an environmental health practitioner. He has been the MEHO for KEEA and now the DEHO for Ellembelle district. Welcome, Mr. Alex Damptey.
Thank you very much.
This is Clean Ghana, our environment, our health.
All right.
You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
How is Ellembelle district?
Ellembelle is cool.
Ellembelle, the capital is
Nkrofo.
Oh, Kwame Nkrumah. Oh.
Yes.
Ellembelle, and some people we say Cordier, and I think the response is better as usual. Yes. What did you eat today?
Oh, as usual, a fancy man. I ate my kinky with some fancy.
Fancy. Yes. That's so nice. And after you have digested everything, how did you dispose of the waste?
Yeah, personally, normally I even have it first thing in the morning, and I always have it at the comfort of my own room. You know, I have the facility in my room, and I did it very comfortably.
So you do it with ease?
Yes.
No stress?
No stress. No knocking.
No bang. That's nice.
Yes.
Today we are discussing about stopping open defecation, a shared responsibility, and you are my guest. So can you tell us what is open defecation?
Yeah, thank you very much. I would want to take this opportunity to wish our viewers, especially the fathers, a Father's Day, and also want to wish everybody in Ellembelle district, my chief executive, Honorable Bonzo, and others. Yeah, open defecation simply means doing it in the open, defecating in the open. You see, if you defecate anywhere apart from a designated place like the latrine, toilet facility, if you defecate in the bush, at the beach, in an open area, in an enclosed area where it is not a designation, if you do it in a polythene bag and you throw it somewhere, if you do it in a drain, wherever you do it, where it is not a designated area, it becomes an open defecation, which is an offense. Yes.
So I can be arrested for doing it at the open?
Sure.
Okay, so what type of the facilities should we, we know we have various types of toilets. Which one is ideal for us to do it?
For toilets, we have standards, and there are ideal ones which people can easily afford. But looking at your strength, if you think you can afford, we have the water closet that you can just sit at the comfort of your room. You do it, you flush, and it is gone. We have a pour flush. We have the VIP, that is a ventilated improved pit. We have the common pit, the open pit that we have. Now we have the several loos, Amalolu, Envirolu, and all the loos. Now, thank God, Duraplast has also come up with a simple technology where you can just have a small pit, insect it there, get a superstructure, and you have an ideal toilet. So that is what we expect everybody to be using.
Okay. What causes open defecation in Ghana?
Yeah, thank you. In Ghana, you see, I would want to say that the causes of open defecation is one. Whether we like it or not, ignorance has been one. Ignorance. Two, lack of household facilities in our homes. Three, over-reliance on public toilets. And four, the four is, the abizibe type. No matter what, we'll do it. The recalcitrant, the attitude, people's mindset, the way we think, that we don't care, whatever happens. There are those groups. You see, why am I saying over-reliance of the public facilities? The public toilets, we have always said, is meant for people in transit. They are not actually meant for people within the community. By law, every structure, every home should have a toilet facility.
Okay.
You understand? Every household should have a toilet facility.
But why is that if you look at Ghana, it's not every household that has toilet facility.
We have overlooked it. But ideally,
who should we blame?
We blame ourselves, the developer and the regulator. You see, as an individual developer, at least your conscience will remind you that since you are going to leave it, definitely you will defecate.
You will do it.
Yes. So wherever you want to do it, you should decide anytime you have the intent to develop. Then, as a regulator, we also need to ensure that when people are building, they should put that thing in there. You understand? So the two of us have a role to play. As an individual building a house, I know that definitely I'm going to get children, I'm going to get other siblings, and when they eat, they will defecate. So we should make a place for them. We have failed as individuals. Then the regulators, in a way, have also failed. You see, sometimes we don't blame the regulators so much because most developments go on at the blind side of the authorities. And before you realize that the structures are put in there.
Okay.
But it's not even too late. We need to go in there to find out whether the facilities are there. If they are not there, then we compel people. We mandate them to have it.
Do we have any diseases associated with open defecation?
A lot.
Really?
Yes. Commonly we can talk about cholera, we can talk about typhoid and dysentery and all that.
And what causes the typhoid, the dysentery?
You see, I have come to believe that whoever gets cholera or typhoid has eaten shit.
Has eaten?
Shit.
What is shit?
Feces.
Feces?
Yes.
Oh.
Definitely. You see, anybody who goes through the laboratory analysis upon getting typhoid, you realize that there are traces of shit that has caused you. And the unfortunate aspect is that it wouldn't be your own shit. It could be some madman walking somewhere that you have eaten. You understand? How do we eat shit? Am I saying that we go buy shit and eat? No. But we do it in the open. Other agents pick them. They drop them in our food. We do it in the open. When there is runoff, it comes into our homes. We do it in the open. We manage to have access to them. We do it in the open. When floods come, they are in our homes. Definitely, the hand-to-mouth system keeps running. And since we don't adhere to the proper hand wash and all these things, definitely you eat shit. And if you eat shit, I would have loved to eat my own shit. You understand? But not to eat
a mad person.
It could be a mad person, somebody you don't even like, a sick person somewhere, and you have eaten shit. So that is a simple analog that you get typhoid, you get cholera. It means you have had some connection between the anus and the mouth.
What is the mode of transmission of such diseases?
That, you see, before you get these things, like I said, through our food, through the water we drink, within the environment, the soil, our walls, and those things. And mostly it has to do with food and drink.
So how does it happen?
What happens is that, you see, when you defecate in the open, houseflies, their job is to also pick them. They play on it.
They feed.
Yes, they feed, they take everything. And the nearest abode they get, if it is your bowl, they drop it in there. If it is an exposed food, they drop it there. If it is exposed water, they drop it there. When we do it in the open and it rains, the runoff, when it gets into contact with any other water source, we get it. People fetch, use it. You understand? And through that, definitely, you get the disease-causing organism within the system.
So, if people practice open defecation,
yes,
then there is flooding, and the water washes, the water goes into people's homes and blah blah. It can also trigger cholera or...
Yes, I have been watching people who have been affected with floods in Accra and some other areas. And you see the way they scoop water. Imagine we have done it in the open and, runoff has taken it into my home. And I need to scoop with my bare hands and, wading. And definitely you wade in water, definitely your hands are getting connected, your mouth and everything. Definitely
part of your body is connected.
We are all at risk. That is why there is the need for you and I to fight it and stop it entirely.
Okay. Do we have a peculiarly high amount of open defecation in Ghana?
Really, yes. Especially within the coastal, regions in Ghana, where people think that the beaches are for, open defecation, free range. And you see adults, children, women, men, everybody going in there as if they call it free range. And that has made those areas very rampant in open defecation. So people living around the coast, that is where we get enough of open defecation. And of late, it is trickling, going into the forest areas, and people think that when there are overgrowth of wheat, we should hide in there. You go into the cities, abandoned structures, people are using them as a free range. Somebody's development, people are using them as free range. So all over Ghana now, except by some intervention in the Upper West region, we have areas that they've been able to declare some communities open defecation free. But then, apart from that, the open defecation situation in Ghana is terrible. It's serious, very, very serious, that if we don't attack it the way it is, I am believed to say that we are at risk, and it is a very serious security threat to the nation, open defecation. Okay,
does this have any impact in Ghana, talking about our health, the environment, and the economy?
Yes, it has. You see, when you have all your citizenry trooping at the hospital because they have, open defecation related disease, they have cholera, they have typhoid, they have this, they have that, and you have your young men, who could be active in production, they all troop to the health facilities every day, a lot of them. You are losing manpower. They all support in building the economy. When you have outbreak, and government need to divert funds to buy drugs, to send people, make camps, very, very expensive. It eats into the economy of the country. You understand? We need to, anytime there is an outbreak, you need to marshal all other resources from every corner. Sometimes not planned.
Probably not budgeted
yes,
for.
Ad hoc, activities. And they are all at a cost. When you lose people, when cholera comes, people die. Those people who die, who knows? Any of them could have been a president. Any of them could have been an MP. You understand? If I had had cholera,
anybody can be me.
Yes,
can be you.
Can be everybody. Anybody at all. If you get cholera and you die, one day we have lost human resource. You understand?
It could even be the president.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. If the president had cholera and died,
he wouldn't have
been the president by now. So you see that open defecation, the impact on health alone, it's serious.
It's very, very serious.
And we're talking about tourism. You see, fortunately for us in Ghana, we have, a lot of tourist sites. We have these forts, castles, and those things built by the sea. And people think that that is where they should go. You see, when you look at the beach as designed, we don't have it everywhere in the world. Elsewhere, people who don't have it would want to see it before they die. Apart from that, the beach is the office for the fishermen.
How?
Yes.
How?
You see, I come from a very local, fishing community in the central region. And they do fishing by casting the net and pulling them offshore. They bring them up. And that is where the women all troop in to buy fish. Imagine if I go to do it in the open, and you come all the way from Accra, you want to buy this fish at its fresh state. You come to see fishes. I mean, it has some connection to the food chain. You understand? So apart from tourism, somebody coming from outside to see the beaches, to see how we do our local fishing, and to come and see fishes like we saw sometime on TV, it's unsightly. And you see, when these tourists come, it's not about government alone making money. The local small girl who sells ice water will get something out of that. The taxi driver who parks at the junction will get somebody to pick. So they are all making commerce. They make money. But when we defecate there and it deters them from coming, are we not closing the doors for, some opportunities for people? We are closing the door. So you see that impact. Then the aesthetic beauty itself. We ourselves, we also need to get a clean environment to grow proper, growth and longevity. You see, ill health comes by these filthy things we do at the beaches. So if people do it in the open all the time, and we keep inhaling, we keep getting the diseases, then we die at 30, 40. As a country, it's a serious issue. If you have a chunk of your youth and your people dying at that age because people have done it in the open, and for that matter, they have gotten the diseases. So you see that all the impact we have trickles to hit the economy. And one day, if we have half of the people, some of them into ill health, most of them incapacitated because they have had certain conditions through open defecation, who are going to build the nation? So we say that open defecation, if not stopped, is a security threat to the nation. Yes, because I see it as a threat, because if we are losing people, we are losing money, government will have to divert attention, government will have to do this, train more doctors to do this, send people to the hinterlands because of cholera outbreak, because of flood that has caused, So I think that the impacts on open defecation should be seen as a security threat, and for that matter should be handled as such.
Viewers, I never knew open defecation is so serious, and I met Mr. Alex Damptey, who has explained in detail about the impact, the ill health. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and we will take it from there.
Today, we can trust sources of water anymore. Confidence is gone due to human activities. Same human activities introduces well-mechanized machines which purifies water. I bring to you ultimate natural mineral water. Deep from underground, tasty, well purified and corporately packaged. Ultimate natural mineral water. Let's drink the new. For bulk, call 020-379-1888 or 0244-515-801. Ultimate natural mineral water. My water, your water, our water.
Welcome back, viewers. We are stopping and ending open defecation now, and as the discussion goes, I don't want to eat a madman's toilet. Please, I don't want to eat it, and I believe strongly that you also don't want to eat it. Mr. Alex Damptey, what are the current sanitation situation and the current situation of open defecation in the country?
Yeah, currently, you see, open defecation, those days we used to relate it to they call it, allow me, non-elites. That, those people, they don't know anything, so they do it. Currently, what makes it alarming is that you have the elite, intellectuals, people who can read and write.
They also do open defecation.
I am telling you, I have personally arrested a teacher before.
Really?
Yes. I have personally arrested a lawmaker before. Yes.
A lawmaker?
Yes.
Is it honorable? Or
yes.
Honorable
assembly member.
Assembly member. Yes. Doing at the beach. I heard that story.
Yes.
You are the one.
I am the one.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You see, that makes it so serious that if you have the elite practicing open defecation, then what are we talking about? You go to the cities, it is even worse. That is where it is even alarming, because the populations we have in the cities, if you can see people in the open drains, squatting all over, not feeling shy. Look at Accra, that, we all boast of, and people squat in the open and do it. It creates some bad image for us as Ghanaians. The true Ghanaian I have known, used to be very shy, especially with women. You hardly see a woman, those days exposing herself in the open at the refuse dump, at the beach. But now, it's common.
Yeah, this makes me wonder, even open urination.
Yes.
At first, our women, they don't do it, but
don't
now,
see that
anywhere they do open urination.
Yes.
That is very bad.
Now that we are in computer world,
civilization.
It is even worse. People don't shy. They do it anywhere. Now, ladies even do it in their rooms, in polythene bags, and come out to throw them away. And that is open defecation.
That's very bad.
It's no more a shame to see somebody in the open, and some of them are proud to come out to say that when we do it in the open, we have free range, we can smoke there, we do everything. You see a whole family lined up at the beach. Open defecation.
Do you think it's time for us to name and shame those people doing it?
Yes. You see, that was another strategy I always called for. That we openly name and shame people into those who are into those acts. We bring you, and sometimes you don't.
Human rights will come in.
Yes. We've done it before when I was in Key. We tried to bring in.
But is it right for human rights to come in when because this is a very serious problem, and this is the solution or the tool that we can use for. But why should they even interfere?
That is my challenge as an individual. That you see, look at the way police combat crime rate. I also see it as as an environmentalist. We should also adopt some of these, sometimes I call them crude measures, to stop open defecation. Sometimes the Ghanaian needs to be shipped. You understand?
Yeah.
We have spoon-fed our citizenry, and now they, are misbehaving. We have spoon-fed them. We are all together. We are all one. We are all one. But it's about time we name and shame them. When you get the people, you make them work within the community. You see,
then we publish it.
Yes.
We bring them to Pan-African TV. Yes. That these are the people who did the open defecation at blah, blah, blah.
It becomes a name. When you die, your grandchildren will come to hear. Now, this is my uncle who defecated in the open, and he was shamed. He was made to clean the gutters in the community. It's about time we get there. Yes, and I think it is possible.
Yes, possible.
We have to get there. Because if not, and we keep thinking that, I remember somebody saying that the pace at which we are going in combating open defecation, if we go the same way, it will take us 250 years.
Wow.
And I strongly don't want to go by that. I think that there should be some radical measures.
Okay, let me just bring you to your department.
Yes.
The Environmental Health Department.
Yes.
Or unit. Is it because I don't see you to be effective, very, very effective? Is it because you are not in uniform that people can identify you as those days we call them Papa Tankers?
No, you see, per the assembly concept, the environmental health unit is not an isolated area. This time, we believe in working together, working with planners, budget, whoever is within the system. It's not like those days these are the Tangas men, they are going. This time it's a collaborative effort fighting an issue. So it's not about whether we are in uniform or we are not in uniform. There are a lot of security agencies non-uniform, yet they perform. You understand? It's about the will and the commitment, understanding what you want to do, equipping yourself with the necessary logistics by assistance. Then you go ahead to do it.
But you're looking at, let's see, some of the security agencies.
Yes.
Looking at the police, looking at the soldier, looking at the custom officer, the immigration officer. Once the public see them, okay, in their uniform, like the trotro people who just park anywhere, pick, drop, stuff like that. Anytime they see police people, they don't stop immediately or pick people on the wrong way. They make sure they do what is right. So I believe strongly that when you are also in uniform, I mean a very nice uniform with your badges, with your rank, like you're like this. I don't know your your rank will be about 5 or with the rank. When people see you coming, I think it's also a form of going to do the stop the act once people identify you as such, because once you come in and you are not in uniform and some people can easily challenge you. But it is hard for you to challenge the soldier. It is hard for you to challenge the police. But when the police or the soldier is not in uniform, people do challenge them.
Anyway, you see, the idea of getting uniform for environmental health is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but notwithstanding, I think that we should. You see, I always want us to drive ourselves away from the coercive era where people will see the tankers man and be running away. You understand? The tankers man should be somebody people can easily approach.
No, but if that one is going to bring an impact, then I think it's very good.
Yes, definitely we'll get there. But my point now is, should we wait till we get the uniforms before we put in some punitive measures against open defecators?
No.
Yes. So I'm saying that there should be some radical measures. That is allowable. You understand? You arrest the person at Elmina Beach. You get in, stakeholders to come and stand by him. You apportion a whole area for the person to clean for 1 month. When people see him, Ankata, what are you doing there? I am cleaning the beach. Why?
Well, I did that.
I did this. Yes. We do that continuously. People will sit up.
Yeah, of course, of course. I agree to that.
Yes.
In fact, that is one of my campaigns.
Yes,
I agree to
people
that.
will sit up.
In your earlier submissions, you said that open defecation is a threat to our security.
Yes.
How true it is?
Yes. You see, when you have people dying because they are getting cholera, typhoid out of open defecation, you are losing human resource for a country. When you have government diverting funds into managing cholera outbreak, into managing floods and all these things, unbudgeted for expenses and all that, it is hitting your economy. You understand? It pushes government into more borrowing. And, you go borrowing, you also go sorrowing. You may end up, spending all your money on drugs because people are carelessly defecating in the open. So it becomes a threat. You understand? We need people to build the nation.
Is open defecation preventable?
Yes. Open defecation prevention started years back when you and I were not born. The Mosaic era. If you look at the commands, Moses was telling them in I think Deuteronomy 24, those of you who are very conversant with church issues, Moses was telling them that if they want to do it, if they want to poo-poo, they should go behind the camp, dig a pit, a hole, do it there and cover it. You see, when you go to our zongos, you hear our people talk about bayangida. Bayangida in Hausa means toilet. You understand? It means that you go behind the house.
Bayangida.
Bayangida. And even if you look at the way Tiefi derived, it talks about if you need maybe I went far away. So from the Bible, from tradition, from wherever,
the Quran too.
Quran talks about it. You see our brothers Muslims. Anytime they visit the toilet facility, they have to cleanse them. They clean very well, and they have been instructed to do that. They have been told in the Quran, not because the Quran forbids filth.
The ablution that they do.
So you see them from the toilet, they will have to clean very well. So prevention of ODF is not starting from our day. It started years back, when we didn't even think we would be in the world. And we're talking about our days now, when we have sophisticated means of communicating to people. And we say that we should pamper the people, we should engage the people, and they continue to cause the mess.
Civilization.
Yes. Then we talk about human rights. And somebody was telling me, we should hand this, management to the security service, the soldiers. They get you, they beat you. Yeah, sometimes when you get some people, you feel like slapping the person. It's annoying. It's a shame.
Very, very annoying.
You understand? You have a friend abroad, comes to visit you, you want to go to the beach. Then people have carelessly done it there. It's a shame. It's an indictment to us as Ghanaians. So I always try to call on government that whatever means will adapt to fight open defecation, we should fight it. And we don't have to go in with the human faces, because if we are not careful, as I told you, it's a security threat. It will take a lot of our young men, our young women, our people we expect to take over one day. The cholera and dysentery, typhoid will take them away.
Okay, so we are stopping open defecation today.
Yes, we have to.
We are stopping it today. So as we are stopping, let us look at strategies that we will use to combat this menace from the government perspective, from the MMDAs and the individuals and the community. So let's start from the government. What do you think the strategy the government can use to curtail such situation?
You see, I have liked government policies for one thing. When there was the need to boost agriculture, there was a government policy. It's currently a policy. You know, planting for food and jobs.
Yeah.
You go to Agric now, there's no complaint to fail. The Agric director has no excuse to perform. He's equipped. He has the means to move. The chemicals are there. The men are there. The technologies are there. You understand? And I think that is how we should fight it. Look at the security system. The way government is bringing more vehicles into the security system. The police, they are getting gadgets. They are getting sophisticated means to combat crime. You see that government wants it done. So I think that if we as a country would want to fight open defecation, all other means, there should be some giant government support. Let's equip the assemblies.
Are you saying that your unit do not have those giant support to combat such a...
You see, the environmental health unit works within the assembly. So we all depend on the resources that the assembly has. So you can't challenge your authority to divert all other resources into environmental health. You understand?
But do they support you?
Yeah, it depends on who is at where. In fact, we don't have a strict rule as to whether an assembly is supporting the unit or not. It depends on who is at where. It has to do with a lot of dynamics. And that one, we leave it as such. But then, government can still come in, because open defecation is a giant managing issue. That, okay, now we are handling it the way we want it done at once. We put in a lot of resources there. You can't complain because I don't have this, I don't have the means. You see, in Elmina, as an assembly, the assembly decided to devote a whole vehicle, arrange men, pay them, go after them, and we're going after them. You understand?
And we're able to get some of them.
Oh, we were getting them. We were getting them.
And were you prosecuting them or they?
Yes.
Or sport fine?
Look, they were paying 400 Ghana cedis per sheet.
Ha!
Yes, 400 per sheet. You see, so if 400 cedis, you and your wife, you pay 800. This can go into building a whole facility.
Yeah, of course.
You understand?
Of course.
I used to say that I only know that animals, you know, the sheep, goat, dogs, they don't have that control. We don't have designation for dog toilet, sheep toilet,
goat toilet.
Yes, we don't have. So we can allow them for some time. So when I see human beings doing it, I equate them to those animals. Yes. Yes. These are the words we should use for them.
For them.
Yes, so that
name and shame.
Yes. Because if you see a pig, a pig on the refuse dump doing it, and a human being also doing it, you become the same.
The same person.
You understand? They cannot reason. You get my point. We are human beings.
Okay, so let's talk about the individuals.
Yes. You see, and the assembly level, the assembly, the MMDAs should also commit a lot of resources into managing open defecation. You see, there is this concept of CLTS. We want to urge all the district assemblies. They should support. You see, we shouldn't see it as an environmental health unit issue. We should see it as a district issue. You understand? We are fighting it together. Let's marshal all resources, human resource, whatever resource. Let's all come together and fight it. But if we begin to look at it as this is for environmental health, they should find their own means to do it. It becomes a challenge. You understand? District assemblies should work together and fight open defecation.
Okay.
And at the community level, we want to urge every household to have its toilet facility. You see, I have said it that the public toilets are for people in transit.
Like you, example, you don't live here,
yes,
and you have been here, so probably when the thing
I want to poo-poo,
you want to poo-poo,
I look around for the public
but
toilet.
not those people residing here
at all.
Okay.
In your home, you need to have it at your comfort. You understand? Sometimes you see people running, queuing, and
okay. So even to talk about the community, the World Bank, I think you need to congratulate them. They have done a lot. I mean, we are going to congratulate some of them. The NIDA have been doing very well to supporting open defecation. UNICEF, Urban 3 project, the Gamma project as it came, Plan Ghana, World Vision. They have all contributed a lot. And the Gamma is they are helping individuals to own a household latrine within the Gamma area. That's the Greater Accra metropolitan area, and I think the project is going on well. And I think that is a pilot base, so I believe that they are going to extend it to other districts or other regions as per time or per when the money comes in. So just to chip in. But can we continue with the individuals?
Yes, you see, as an individual, you should know that the fact that you eat, definitely you will shit.
Eat and shit.
If you eat at your comfort, shit at your comfort. You understand? You don't just eat and struggle to shit. Have to go and hide somewhere. You have to do it in a polythene. You have to be chased by somebody. You have to
doing it with stress.
Yes. You need to do it with comfort. So as an individual, you should know that at least why do I have to struggle to go and poo-poo? So have it in your mind. You see, we devised a concept in KEA, no toilet, no marriage.
Yeah, I heard that concept. But before that, let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will continue from there.
Today, we can trust sources of water anymore. Confidence is gone due to human activities. Same human activities introduces well-mechanized machines which purifies water. I bring to you ultimate natural mineral water. Deep from underground, tasty, well-purified and corporately packaged. Ultimate natural mineral water. Let's drink the new. For bulk, call 020-379-1888 or 0244-515-801. Ultimate natural mineral water. My water, your water, our water.
My people, it's bad to live in a dirty environment. Malaria, cholera, and other preventable diseases come as a result of insanitary and unhygienic practices. We can give you free mosquito nets, free drugs, but trust me, Aya, you can still fall sick and die if you still live in a dirty environment. Be wise and stay clean, my people, cause prevention is better than cure. What me not say?
Change your behavior. I say change your attitude. Change your behavior. I say change your attitude.
Everywhere they poo-poo, everywhere they litter, everywhere they wee-wee.
Welcome back to Clean Ghana, our environment, our health. The discussion is on, I don't want to eat a madman's toilet. And I eat with no stress. So why will I defecate with stress? So don't ever and ever defecate with stress. We have some few messages that is coming in, so we would like to read them and we will take it from there. Okay, indeed, this is the man that arrested the assemblyman in Elmina, which means he does not do partial. No matter who you are, he will correct you. You don't mess with him when it comes to his work. I bet you won't go unpunished. That's him, the whole HEHO. You are looking good. Happy Fathers to you, from Jane. This one is also coming from Bright Edu Enin from Ellembelle. We thank you for the great and powerful knowledge shared. God bless you for the good job done. Keep it up for Ghana. This one is also from Bashiru from Alajo. I have a question for the guest. Don't you think we should stop those practices that allowing children to defecate in plastic bags, which can bring them to do it in the open, as at home? It's like they are doing it in the open. So can you revert to that?
You see, we have a policy that allows children to use public facilities free. So the practice where we let them do it in the polythene and crossing, it's not an allowable practice. There's nowhere in Ghana where a school child or, somebody small will be charged for using the facility. But it goes back to say that the children have their right. Yesterday also was the African Day for the Child, the African Child's Day or something. Children have their right. They have right to access toilet facilities too. So as parents, we need to provide them with such facilities. We don't need to push them to that risk. You understand my point? So we need to have it in the home.
Okay, this is from Abiola from Chufu. I said Abiola, the son of Chufu. There is actually someone who isn't doing his or her work very well. What are the Navy doing? What about the Coast Guards? Ghana for you. And he continued saying that there is a section in the Criminal Code of the Nation, Act 29/60. It states clearly that on such act done publicly, and offenders must be prosecuted. Okay, thank you, Abiola. I salute you. This is from Gassaud Municipal Assembly. It said, "Good afternoon, Aita Bobo and your guests. This is a good program, educative. One Ghanaian needs to be educated in this area, in this arena. Sorry, thank you, and may Allah bless you and your guest, from Freddie." And we also have another one. Please, I'm Danny Damptey. Please, I want to know how much they charge for a shit.
It depends on the district assembly and their bylaws. From where I have worked, Elmina, for instance, it was clear, 400 Ghana cedis. If you don't pay, you go into prison for 12 months.
Okay. This is also from Roya. I say, I am watching you live. Good work, good program, and may God richly bless you. Okay, we will continue the messages, but before that, I read something about you.
Yeah.
You are the one who introduced no toilet,
no marriage.
No marriage.
Yes.
And no toilet, no voting yes. in your municipality.
Then, yes.
And then, can you tell us something? What really brought up this idea for you to execute?
Open defecation was becoming a serious issue, a challenge in the municipality. We realized that people were not caring. And a lot of analysis showed that people were getting into marriages day in, day out. So as an assembly, we sat and decided that, okay, now, for us to reduce open defecation, new couples should have toilet facilities before they are allowed to do that. And the registration is done in the assembly.
Was it effective?
Yes. You see, we got the chiefs and the queen mothers buying the idea. We had the opinion leaders. We had the support of the assembly's management. The MC was in. Everybody was behind it. And we realized that young men were, into building the facilities because we will deny you if you don't have the facility. So if you don't have it, we give you time, go and do it. You come and have your marriage registered. You understand? And it was moving.
Wow.
Yes, because we were not expecting our young ladies to be doing it in the open after marriage. Look at the expenses that go on in weddings and these ceremonies. If you are able to buy, this decorations, you are able to pay 800 and all that. 800 can go into construction of a latrine in a home. So squeeze money, do it, and have your wedding. Then the second issue about no toilet, no voting. You see, at the assembly level, the assembly members are the legislators. They make the laws. You understand? They are part of the lawmaking. So we expect them to join forces with us to fight open defecation. And we think that you should have it before you can deliver. You can't give what you don't have. So as an honorable member, if you are pushed to work on open defecation and you yourself, you don't have a latrine in your home, is it not a shame?
I think we all need to, adopt this strategy. It's a very nice strategy. It's a very nice strategy. So I believe the environmental health officers in their respective districts, municipals, metros should adapt this concept, and it's going to be very, very productive. Let me just I have one here. This is Richard Seremi Sian, a prosecutor of environmental health officer for Gawes Municipal Assembly. I love this program, and how do I get the opportunity? You get the opportunity. I will contact you myself. Next week I will contact you myself, and we are going to do it together. Mr. Alex Damptey, you have done very well. You have educated us. Your final word for our viewers.
My final word is, as an individual Ghanaian, we owe ourselves a duty. We should be proud to have a clean Ghana. And to have a clean Ghana depends on all of us. We shouldn't think that government alone must do this. Assemblies alone must do this. We all have to come together and fight open defecation. You see, we should be one other's keeper. When you find your brother doing it in the open, prompt him. When you find, in fact, it should be a shameful act. As a Ghanaian, we shouldn't, be attracted by some of these practices. And I think that whilst we all play our part, one day we'll sit here and be applauding ourselves like our colleagues in the Upper West region. They've been able to declare a whole district.
Yes. Let us congratulate them. The Nandom district of the Upper West region has been declared the first district to attain open defecation free in Ghana. Pan-African TV and Gehua says Ayiko to the environmental health officers, the stakeholders, the chiefs, the assemblymen, all those people involved. We say Ayiko to you. If you are talking about open defecation, it's, as my guest said, it's a shared responsibility. You have a role to play. I have a role to play. Everyone has a role to play. The MCE has a role to play. And when we don't play our role, something is missing. And when something is really missing, it will lead to something. This is the outbreak of the disease that we do have in our country. So we will tell you that stop open defecation. And if you stop open defecation, it's going to enable the people to be very healthier, stronger. The government will retain more money so that it doesn't spend money on drugs and other facilities just to curtail the search problem. You are watching Clean Ghana on Pan-African TV. My name is Bobo, your usual host. And next week, we are going to deal with the fecal-oral diseases for you to know what kind of disease that is associated with sanitation practices. And you are going to see the impact, and you are going to see yourself what you will do to make sure you don't get such diseases. Stay tuned. Next week, we shall meet. Thank you.
Mafutu sam kakre wa supeme. Yo kofi, oh man ya woman, oh man ya mana. So obunuye wan kana sam. Say mafutu sam kakre wa supeme. Yo kofi, oh man ya woman, oh man ya mana. So obunuye wan kana sam. Say mafutu sam kakre wa supeme. Yo kofi, oh man ya woman, oh man ya mana. So obunuye wan kana sam. Say mafutu sam kakre wa supeme. Yo kofi, oh man ya woman, oh man ya mana. So